Hey, we wholesaled this house and made $24,000. But you should already know that because I made a video on that up here, right here. Oh wait, probably there. But I made a video on that. What I want to talk about right now in this video is how much does the fix and flipper make on a house? As a wholesaler, as a realtor, I sell homes to investors, to fix and flippers all the time. They take ugly homes and they make them HGTV beautiful. But how much do fix and flippers make? Haven't you wondered that? Well, I'm gonna show you just that. But I'm also gonna show you with examples. I'm gonna take a few houses that we wholesaled and then show you how much the end buyers, how much these fix and flippers are going to make. And I think the numbers are going to surprise you. So if you watch my video on this Brady property, it was originally listed for, check this out, $340,000, but they couldn't sell it. So they kept lowering the price, lowering the price, and lowering the price, and we got it under contract, renegotiated $285,000 plus a 3% buyer's commission. So what does any of that mean? All you need to know is that we got the house under contract at $285,000 and we sold it to an investor at $300,000. We made $15,000 plus we made an extra $9,000 as licensed realtors. So we made a total of $24,000. But that's how much we made as wholesalers. It was a good win. It was a good win. We don't always make that much money, but that was a good win. What I want to talk about is how much did the investor make when he fixed and flipped this home? Well, here's the house, and you can see it needs some work. The investor paid $300,000, right? But this is a good neighborhood and calls for a much nicer house. It needs a lot of remodeling. I know a lot of you are looking at this house and it's like, hey, that looks like a good long-term rental. And yes, you could probably rent this house out right now just like this. But if you want to get maximum dollar, if you want to get maximum after repair value, you need to spend $65,000 on this house. You need to gut the kitchen. You need to gut the bathrooms. I mean, look how outdated these bathrooms are. You need to tear down walls. This neighborhood calls for a very nice house. And this house, it's just not there. I mean, look at this bathroom. Ugh. So the investor buys the house for $300,000. He spends $65,000 remodeling it. And how much can he sell it for? Well, that's what after repair value is. That's the maximum dollar amount you can get for a house after you fix it up. And this house should sell for $475,000. Oh my God. Max, he's gonna make $110,000 in profit? No. And that's where we're gonna get into the numbers. But before we get into the numbers, let me just show you a few more houses. Because hey, I like looking at houses, this is fun. Here's a really unique house in Weatherford, Texas. If you don't know where Weatherford, Texas is, it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, maybe it's not, but it's actually becoming a really popular area. Crazy that Dallas growth is growing that far out of the city. Wild. But this is a beautiful new house, and you're probably wondering, wait, you're wholesaling a new house? I don't understand. Well, as you can see, some of the work is not done. Like, look at that. Right? So this house called for an extra $15,000 in rehab. For whatever reason, the builder could not finish the project. So we ended up selling the house for $365,000 to an investor. We made, I don't know, like $7,500, a good check. But the after repair value is somewhere between $500,000 to like $530,000. We'll just say $520,000. So 365 plus 15 is 380, and then he can sell it for $520 max. He's gonna make $140,000, and he barely has to do any work? No, and I'll explain in a second. Let's look at one more home. God, I love looking at homes. This is so much fun. Here's an ugly home in Dallas, Fort Worth, and this ugly home needs, oh, that bathroom needs a lot of work, right? This house needs about $50,000 in repairs. This is where most of your repairs are always gonna go, right? To the kitchen. The kitchen gets expensive, and also the bathrooms. The kitchens and the bathrooms are always super expensive to do renovations on. Bedrooms are easy. There's just not much in a bedroom. And then also capital expenditures like fixing up, HVACs, fixing up the roof, foundation is super expensive, right? All this stuff gets pricey. Anyways, we sold this house for $159,000. It's calling for $50,000 in rehab. So now you're at $209,000. And the after repair value is $270,000. So he's going to make $61,000. Why so much less than the other homes? But that's still a lot of money, right? Okay. Enough showing you homes. Let me run you through the numbers. Let's grab my trusty little tablet here and let's open up the journal. So you want to be a fix and flipper, right? There's different ways to invest in real estate. You can buy real estate and hold it and actually be a real estate investor. Now you can invest in real estate creatively creatively, or you can use cash, or you can just get a mortgage. Tons of ways to invest in real estate and get long-term rentals, short-term rentals like Airbnb, get pad splits or student housing like I do. Tons of ways to invest in real estate. You don't even want to own real estate? Well, then you can fix and flip homes, and you can just make a lot of cash fixing and flipping homes. Or you could wrap real estate, tons of things. And if you want to learn more about all these different ways to invest in real estate, then you absolutely should subscribe to my channel, because I teach you everything. I teach you everything for free. So why wouldn't you subscribe? But you're curious, you drive down your street and you see all these white and gray homes and you're like, dang, how much did that guy make fixing and flipping that house? Well, I'm gonna show you exactly that. Let's take that last ugly home I just showed you. It's fresh in your brain, right? The guy bought it for $159,000. So the PP, the purchase price, is $159,000. And the after repair value, this is what he's gonna sell the house for. Now, is he actually gonna sell the house for this? Probably not. It's gonna be plus or minus a little bit. But let's just say he's gonna sell the house for this. Or she. A lot of amazing female flippers out there. They're way better at interior design. They got good taste. Us men, just gray everything. The women, they put the boho style in the house. That's how you get the top dollar. He's gonna sell it, she's gonna sell it for $270,000. But the repairs, as we discussed, are gonna cost around $50,000. Now, is it exactly gonna be $50,000? No, plus or minus. These are all estimates. This game is about estimating and trying to estimate as accurately as possible. If you have the best contractors, if you have the best comps, right, you know, you get an exact idea of how much it's going to cost to fix up a house, how much you're going to sell it for. You're estimating, you're guesstimating, but the goal to be a fix and flipper is to be the best at estimating. The more accurate you are with your estimates, the more money you're gonna make, and you're not gonna end up losing a lot, because fix and flipping is risky. Investing in real estate's not that risky if you're just gonna hold it for the long term. This gets risky. So you look at all this and you're like, well, dude, he's gonna make $61,000. It's obvious. Why are we making a video on this? Well, he's not, or she's not. They're not. It's gonna be a lot less. And let me explain. The first thing you got to understand is, how are they going to get the money to buy the house and fix it up? They don't usually just have that much cash laying around. Do you think that buyer has $209,000 in cash just laying around? No. So they're going to go to the bank and get a mortgage, right? Well, no. A bank is not going to lend on an ugly house like that. It needs to qualify, and you have to get, approved, and that can take months, and then they're going to lose the deal. No. These people aren't going to banks. They're going to hard money lenders or private money lenders. People like you and me who have a lot of cash laying around, and they don't want to invest in real estate. They want to lend their money. And when they lend their money, they charge interest. A bank right now is charging 8% interest. These lenders are usually probably charging 5% more. So they're going to be charging 12, 14% interest plus points. Oh my God, what's going on, Max? Let me explain. So this buyer needs $209,000 for the purchase price and the rehab. But that's not it. They also need money for closing costs. There's something called closing costs, guys. You got to pay title and escrow money for buying a house, for facilitating the transaction. That's going to cost a few $1,000s. So it's not $209,000. Maybe now it's $212,000 or $215,000. But it's even more than that, because while you're fixing up a home, you have things called holding costs. While you're fixing up a house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months it takes you to fix up the house. Who do you think is paying the taxes on a home? Who do you think is going to be paying the insurance? Who do you think is going to be paying for the utilities? Well, Max, the house is unoccupied. There shouldn't be utility costs. Yeah, there are. All of this stuff adds up. It all adds up. And that's why the goal of fixing and flipping is to be fast. You want to be in and out. So if you want to make a lot of money fixing and flipping homes, you want to be the best at estimating, and you want to be the fastest in and out. But anyways, let's get back to the numbers. You have all these holding costs while you're fixing up a house, and that's probably going to end up being a few $1,000s. And you're going to spend a few $1,000s in closing costs, but really the bulk of your expense is getting this $209,000 loan. Now, is a hard money lender, is a lender going to lend you 100% of the money you need? No, they're going to lend you something. A percentage. They may lend you 90%. Maybe they'll lend you 95% if you have a really good lender. Maybe they don't trust you. Maybe they don't trust you. They'll only lend you 80%. But anyways, let's run with 90%. So let me erase all this. Let's just say you're asking for a total of $220,000 and you want a 90% loan on that. Well, that's about $198,000. Is my math right? I think my math is right. Damn, that was a good guess. So that means that they'll lend you $198,000 and you need to come out of pocket $22,000. So you do need some cash, guys. You'll need $22,000 in cash to finance this loan. So you need to bring $22,000 to the table. But this $198,000 that they're going to lend you, remember, it's not free. They're probably going to charge you like 14% interest plus 2 points. But for the easy math, let's say they charge you 12% interest. So 1% per month. And 1% of 198,000 is 1,980. So that means that every single month, guys, they are going to charge you $1,980 in interest. Again, this is why speed is everything. You want to be in and out of this house as fast as possible because every month you're accruing close to $2,000 in interest. And they're going to want to charge you 2 points. And that means points is just the origination cost of getting a loan. To get this loan, it's not even free to get the loan. You have to pay to have the right to pay interest. It's crazy. Lending's a great business. You probably got to pay 2 points or 2% of the loan cost. So that's close to $4,000. You're going to have to pay 2 points. Points is just a word for a percentage. And 2 points, oh my God, why did I choose these numbers? These numbers are hard to do. Is $3,960. So this is the cost to get the loan, $3,960. And this is the cost you pay every single month to have the loan. So you can start to see these costs are adding up, right? We got interest, we got holding costs. Is that it? No, it gets worse. When you sell a house, you also have costs. So this was only on the acquisition and fixing it up. Guys, when they sell a house, they also have to pay realtor commissions. They probably have to pay 6% in realtor commissions. They got to pay their realtor 3% and usually the buyer's agent 3%. Now, is that always going to be the case? No, but on average, you're probably paying 6%. 6% of what? The sale price, the after repair value. That's expensive. Plus, they got to pay closing costs again because now they're closing on the home and they're selling it. So they got to pay that again. That's the second time they got to pay that. So after all this fancy math, how much do they actually make? Well, let's do that right now. They bought the house for $159,000, all right? They have $50,000 in repairs, and let's just say they sell the house. They sell the house. And how much do they sell the house for? They sold the house for $270,000, all right? Why do I write on an angle? I always write on an angle. How long does it take them to go in, gut that house, fix it up, and sell it? Let's say it takes them 3 months to do it. It took them a month and a half to do the repairs. It took them 45 days, which is fine. They're an efficient crew. And then it took them another 15 days to sell, to find the buyer, and then it took them another 30 days to close. All right, that's what we're gonna say. Now, 3 months is pretty fast. Sometimes it can take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. If you get stuck with a bad investment, it can take you 12 months, right? So that's where getting your comps right and your estimates right and always factoring in for things that go wrong because you can lose your ass fixing and flipping. But let's just say it was efficient. It was only 3 months. It took them 3 months to get their money on the sell. Well, during that time, guys, they had to spend $4,000 to originate their loan, right? To get their loan from the private money lender, the hard money lender. And then they had to pay $2,000 times 3, right? So they had to pay an extra $6,000 in interest. Now they're at a total of $10,000 for their loan. Let's just say they had a couple $1,000s in holding costs. These aren't super expensive, but sometimes they add up. And they had to pay $3,000 in closing costs on the first transaction, okay? So now they're at a total of $15,000 in extra expenses. So originally, when we said that they were going to make, how would we say they were going to make? $61,000? Well, now they just lost $15,000. And that's if everything went well. That's like if everything went well. So now they're at $46,000. But is that it? No, we got the realtor costs and we got the second leg of closing costs. So let's do the math. You sold the house for $270, right? But you had to pay 6% in agent commissions. What's 6% of $270? I can do that in my head for sure. Hold on while I do that equation in my head real quickly. I am currently calculating this in my head and it is $16,200. RIP. You just lost $16,200. Insane how much realtors make. Could they negotiate that down? Could they do some things? Yeah, maybe they can get it down to 10 grand, but they still got to pay realtor commissions, guys. Unless they're a licensed realtor and somehow they're not paying buyer's agent commissions, but that gets tricky. When you're running your numbers, you're probably going to want to factor this in. And now you got another leg of closing costs. So let's just say, for to make math easy, $3,800, right? So now you got a total of $20,000 in things that went wrong. Wait, nothing went wrong. That's just the cost of doing business. Nothing went wrong. This flip went great. Everything went super well. Everything went well. And now they're down another 20 grand. So originally they were gonna make 61 grand, but then they had to spend $15,000 on their loans and closing costs. And then they are only gonna make 46 grand. But oh no, now they're only gonna make $26,000. They are gonna make $26,000 on this deal. Is this perfect? No. I mean, this is just an estimation, an approximation. We didn't put every number in there. This is not perfect. This is just really quick back of the napkin math, everyone. But yeah, they're gonna make about this much over the course of 3 months. So you could think about it. Yeah, I don't know. How much is that? A lot? Yeah, it may be a lot to you, but you have to imagine how much risk they're putting themselves in. Guys, if this deal doesn't sell, if it takes an extra 2 months to sell, let's just imagine what happens. Let's just imagine what happens. It takes an extra 2 months to sell. Now they have an extra $4,000 in interest costs. So 26 grand, now you're at 22 grand in profit. But what happens if it can't sell and they need to cut the price? That happens all the time. 5-10% price cuts. They're common in today's market. This is not 2020 and 2021 where properties are getting bid up. They're getting negotiated down. My team, we're negotiating deals down on MLS 10, 20, 30% every single day. So let's just say that they had a 5% price cut. Just a 5% price cut. They listed it at $270, right? So that's an extra $13,500 that they have to cut down. So now you're at $22,000, right? Because you have to pay an extra $4,000 in interest costs minus $13,500. That makes their net profit $8,500. That's almost breaking even. So you can imagine how quickly this can go wrong. The property takes an extra 2 months to sell, an extra 60 days on the market, and they have to cut the price only 5%. They are now essentially breaking even. God forbid that they need to drop the price 10%. Now they're negative. Flipping is a risky game. Don't listen to any of the gurus out there who are like, go flip property. It's so easy. It takes expertise. What happens if the rehab is not 50 grand? What happens if your rehab estimates are a little bit off? They're always off. And it ends up costing you 60 grand. Now you didn't make 26 grand, you made 16 grand, right? You can see where it goes wrong so quickly. Guys, fix and flippers, they don't make a fortune. They make less than you think. Some of them are barely getting by. I get so pissed when people are just like, oh, look at all these people flipping houses and stealing money. They are doing such a service to the economy, and they are putting so much of their money and their livelihood at risk, and they don't make fortunes. You'll make a home run here once in a while. Well, you'll make $100,000 plus on deals, but your average fix and flipper, they're not making that much money. They're happy with a small 5-figure win, and then they move on to the next deal. And it's all about volume. Yeah, you got those people who are flipping the mega mansions and making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, but that comes with tons of its own problems too. Should you then not flip homes? No, you should. And it's fun. And I'm gonna wanna do it soon too if I find the right deal. But understand, it's not an infinite money glitch. It is not easy. And if you don't have the right crews, the right team, and your estimates are just a little bit off, and the economy just barely turns on you, interest rates spike. They spiked in 2022 from, what was it, 3% to damn near 7 or 8% overnight. If that happens to you when you're trying to fix and flip a home, don't even expect to make a profit. Expect to walk out of there losing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000. That is something you need to be prepared to do. This is risky. I'm not saying it's gambling, but it is risky investing. And if you don't want to take that risk, then what you may want to do is fix up a house and hold it. That's what I personally do. I will fix and hold. I'll fix up a property, make it really nice, then rent it out, and then keep the property and just cash flow. Make money, hold it for the long term. After 10, 20, 30 years, my house is worth millions, and I am a very happy camper. But then I have to manage the property, then I have to find tenants, and that's a whole different game, right? So anyways, I just really hope this video was insightful to you. When you're driving up and down the street and you're looking at all these gray and white homes and you're like, oh, they must be making so much money. Some of them are. Some of them are barely getting by, and some of them are losing money. It's not an easy game. And the last thing I want to say is, all of you realtors out there, and I'm a realtor, and all of you people, when someone calls you, it's like, "Hi, can I buy your house for 150 grand?" Bro, I got it listed at 240. Why are you offering such a low amount? The reason they're offering such a low amount is because it's expensive to flip, right? And yes, they're trying to make a good deal too. We're trying to make money on the wholesale side, but everyone needs to make money. And I just don't think people understand how expensive it is to do business in today's environment when interest rates are so expensive. When interest rates are 12% for hard money and some people are paying 16%. Guys, you gotta get deep, good discounts. You gotta get deep, good discounts when wholesaling, when investing. All right, I'm done ranting. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.